the truth, I look better under you. And she lose when I'm with you.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a couch now. I don't know if you guys watch me on any of my short form videos or any of my social medias, but I did post that we got this nice couch. Got my gingerbread, I got my Starbies last year? No, earlier today. I don't know what I was saying. I don't know what brainwave I was saying, but it just wasn't it. But I got the couch. It looks so cute, and I need to do an updated like house tour type video. I was just missing a couple key things that I want in the video of like the updated house tour, whatever you want to call it, updated apartment tour, whatever it is. I want a few extra details that we just haven't gotten yet, so I'm waiting for that to completely redo. Well, not redo, film or film. You know what I'm trying to say, to film like the whole house tour type situation. I'm waiting for those key things, and then we'll kind of show you the rest of it. This video, I wanted to do more of a sit down talking video and just kind of sitting and chatting with you guys. I leave for my trip back to Virginia on Friday. You're probably watching this on Friday, so when you're watching this, I'll be on an airplane. So yay, travel day, which is super fun. But I wanted to film this and get this edited and out before then, and I work every day until we leave on Friday. So that's, you know, sounds about right. But I just wanted to take a moment, and I wanted this for my own self. I wanted this for myself as well to look back on if in like 5 years life is different, those type of situations. Because I just want to say this December is so much different than last December, and it is so much more than I ever thought could happen or ever I thought would happen for me. And I just want to reflect, because it's the end of the year, it's about to be the New Year's, it's about to be Christmas and then the New Year's, and life is just flying by. And I just wanted to show you guys something and kind of reminisce and talk with you guys, just in case anyone is going through or went through the similar situation as me. Just know you're not alone. Let me go grab something that I have to show you guys. This video might get sentimental or emotional or whatever it may be, but I am prepared. I did my makeup though, all those great things, and I do have my Starbucks coffee right here to get me through it. Woke up at 6 a.m. to get it because Super had to go to work out 8. I had to make sure I was prepared for these type of things. But I know it is not the end of 2020. Oh my god, what year is it? I know it is not the end of 2025 yet, but I wanted to get this video out, of course, before I started traveling, working even more than it feels like I am already, and doing everything. So I just kind of wanted to get this out instead for you guys. Last year, I have all my college stuff here too. It's kind of crazy. Last year I was in college at this time, actually. But last year I was going through a lot mentally during the month of December. I'm gonna try to say this without like choking up or doing anything like that. But I was going through a lot mentally, and I remember the month of December so vividly and so clearly, because it was the month I struggled the most. I think it was the month I hit my breaking point. And if you guys know anything about me, or if you've been following me for a while, you know I love Christmas. Christmas is my favorite time of the year. I love being festive and holly. I love baking cookies almost every day, it feels like. I just love those type of things. It's just one of my favorite things to do. And last December was, I would say, my worst December in my entire life. For me mentally, at least. And I struggled, and I was working almost every day, picking up shifts anywhere I could, just kind of doing anything to keep me mentally there and mentally focused, not mentally alone, to be honest. And no one knew what I was going through. No one knew the struggles I was going through, because I'm never the type of person to share my emotions. I hate talking about my emotions, and I hate people knowing I'm vulnerable. Like, that's one thing that I've had to like really, I've been trying with my friends to be more vulnerable and sharing actually how I feel, and I've been making new friends and trying to share that. It's just very hard for me to be vulnerable with how I feel personally. And last December was my breaking point. I was so mentally sad, depressed, anxious. I remember one thing vividly, which I have Starbucks right here. And people are always like, why do you always get Starbucks? Let me tell you this story. I was so anxious, didn't want to eat, couldn't sleep because I was so anxious, didn't want to get up. Going to work was the only thing that kept my brain okay. Because when I would go to work, I'd be with my coworkers, I'd be with customers, I would be able to hide how I really felt and be able to hide how I really was feeling. And I remember last December, getting Starbucks coffee was the only thing that got me out of the house. It was the only thing that kept me going. I would always, no matter how bad the roads were, it was just something that got me going. I would be like, oh, I'm gonna go get a coffee this morning. I'm gonna get ready for the day. I am going to put a cute outfit on. I don't care what it was. I'm gonna go outside for the day. I'm gonna go get my coffee. And that's what would get me going. That was what would get me out of the house. What would get my brain something to put energy towards instead of being anxious, depressed, feeling all those bad emotions. And I remember one Starbucks drive, I couldn't stop crying for a million different reasons at the time. And I was so anxious. I was sick to my stomach. I was driving down the road. I remember the road I would always take to the Starbucks. And I was anxious and couldn't stop crying, couldn't keep it together. And I just went into the Starbucks and I saw my favorite manager working, and she brightened my day. She was like, Emma, how are you? Talk. I was like, I'm good. Yeah, cool. I'm fine. Yeah, it was all those great interactions. And it just was a moment where I was like, is this how bad it really is gonna get before I do something about this? Like, is this the point, the breaking point in me where I feel so shitty? I don't want to feel shitty every day. I don't want to continue my life feeling shitty and feeling so freaking bad. And I just remember driving home after that and being like, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to live my life like this anymore. I don't want to feel sad. I don't want to feel this constant pit in my stomach. And that was, I would say, the week before Christmas, this week, that completely changed my mindset. I remember making so many big decisions that week that actually have changed my life to where I am today. I worked even more, and I signed a internship for a marketing position at the Chamber, which is my current job right now. Just a little foreshadowing for you guys. I remember I starting it the first week of January, and I was like, I am not gonna keep my life the way it is. I am not gonna go into 2025 the same way I was in 2024. I completely wanted to change, and I knew I had to do that within myself. I knew I couldn't just keep living the life I lived, and I wanted to do so many great things. And so I started my internship, and I met the most amazing boss in the world. He will forever be a mentor to me, and I learned so much in those months. And one thing that I learned is, he asked me what was one thing I wanted to do to make me happy. He said, Emma, you have to make a goal, something you're gonna do it before the end of the year, and you're gonna write it down. And he's like, I'll give you the time off to do it. You just have to do this one thing that you will set for yourself. And I could tell he was a coach. He used to be a coach, because that one thing was he wanted me to make a goal for me to achieve. And those words really stuck with me, because one thing I always wanted to do was see the ocean. The one thing that I kept telling myself every year, I'm gonna go see the ocean. I'm gonna go see the ocean. And I never did. I never put in the effort to go do it. I never took time off. I never scheduled things. I never booked a trip with my friends. And I was like, I'm gonna do it. And he's like, that's the one thing I want from you. And what's the one thing I want you to achieve at the end of this internship? I want you to do something. And I was like, that really hit me hard. And that day that I did that on the website, I created my goals, did everything, I also created a vision board, which I have never done before. I created one, and I wrote a list of goals on the back that I wanted to accomplish by 2026. And I kind of just want to show you the vision board. It is on this little notebook that I created. I remember being at my desk and being like, these are the goals that I want to complete. I wrote my favorite quote right here. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. I have so many necklaces, little stickers, everything. I write it everywhere. It was a quote my mom gave me when I was younger, and it has stuck with me for so long. And it is something I will always live by. And I remember eating a piece of Dove chocolate, and it says, celebrate the luxury of being you. And I taped it right in the middle of it because I was like going through such a hard time with myself. And I deserve to be happy the way I am, and I deserve to be loved the way I am. And I took that to heart this very day. I also added some photos. I wanted to grow on YouTube, which, hi guys, we have definitely grown on YouTube, which I'm beyond blessed and grateful for every single one of you. I wanted to travel more. I don't know if you can see that, it's an airplane. I wanted to travel, see new things, go to different places. I wanted to do all of that, which I very much did. I will get more into that. I wanted, in the middle, in all big letters, I wrote, be happy. Because I didn't feel happy with the life I was living or the person I was. I didn't feel like I was having my purpose. I didn't feel like I was living my life how I wanted to. And so I wanted to be happy. That was the main thing I really, really wanted. I also wanted to grow on Instagram, which I have, and I am very blessed for every single one of you. I love everyone, and I love everyone who supports me. Love, thank you, I am so blessed. I wanted to get a camera as well, which I do have an opportunity to get one, and it is not the end of 2025 yet. So who knows, maybe I will still achieve this one. And then this is a big picture of the ocean, which that was the one thing I wanted to do. That's the one thing I did not care. I wanted to see the ocean. And I did. And I'll get more into that with my story time. But I wanted to see that. That was my main goal. And I did. And I am so beyond blessed and proud that I did that. And then on the bottom, which is kind of cheesy of me, but if you guys know me at all, I am a hopeless romantic. I have always been a hopeless romantic, and I have been through so much shit in my life. All I wanted to do was find love. And of course, I chose happiness over love any day of the week. But that is a goal I set for myself, that I wanted to find love in 2025. And best believe I did. I have an amazing, loving boyfriend who I traveled to see in Virginia after a whim of us both having shitty years. We were like, let's do this. And it was a week after my birthday in March, and we just went with it. I flew to Virginia. I saw him. I had the best time of my life. He came to see me in North Dakota. I flew back to Virginia. We went to see the ocean. I got to see so many new states, so many new places, so many new things, so many new experiences. And it was just the time of my life. It's just was something that I am forever grateful for. And here's kind of a silly thing I wrote on the back for my goals of 2025, which I did not accomplish all of them, but I'm okay with that because I accomplished the main ones, which I am beyond blessed for. I wrote on the very top in big bold letters, if you guys can see this right here, I wrote to be happy, because that is something I really, really needed in my life, and that is one thing I did accomplish. I am beyond happy and beyond blessed, and I'm learning to live each and every day, which I'm learning every day, but I'm loving this new journey that I am on, and I could not be more blessed than where I am. The next thing I did was see the ocean, which I did. I brought a pen with me, actually. Where did I put the pen? Oh, right here. We can check off these things, which it's crazy to be checking these off because it feels like I just wrote this list yesterday. Be happy, check. See the ocean, check. I also put be hairless on here because I wanted my hairless journey to be done, but it is not done. I went to my lady today, which yay, I'm so glad, but that one is not accomplished. Another thing I did say as well is I wanted to hit 10K on YouTube. Did not hit 10K, and that's, you guys want to make that a possibility in 2 weeks. Just a thought. I wanted to grow on Instagram, which I did, and I am beyond blessed for that as well. Have a brand deal, which this technically wasn't a brand deal, but I did work with Bubbler, and I got sent a giant package with them. And so I would say that's a pretty good deal right there. And then lastly on the list is travel. And I did do that. So I would say 2, 4, 6, 7. I would say 5 out of 7 on my list is pretty dang good, especially since 2025 is not over and I will be traveling even more before the end of the year. And I mainly just wanted to make this video to say, no matter where you are in life, if you are not happy with it, you have to take it upon yourself to change how your life is, the trajectory you're going, the choices you're making, the people you're letting in your life, the people you're letting you choose to make you feel a certain way. You have to be the one to decide who is in your life and how they make you feel. And it is your life at the end of the day. If you are not happy with something, fix it. It is up to you. It is your life. Don't live it off based off anybody else. It is your life. At the end of the day, you're the one living with it. So you should 100% live it the way you want to, because you live once and you don't want to have regrets on the way you lived it. And that's kind of just a little message I wanted to give you guys for the end of 2025 for this year. And I will be probably posting another vlog before the end of the season, but if not, well, I'll probably be posting a Christmas vlog actually. But I wanted to get this video filmed because I needed a moment to reflect, because my year has been crazy in an absolutely amazing way. And I can't wait to see what 2026 has to offer. But with that being said, if you guys want to keep on seeing me, make sure to subscribe because I post a lot. And make sure to follow me on all my socials. I did that opposite this year. I didn't subscribe to my socials. But make sure to follow me if you do want to stay a part of this journey. But with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Happy holidays.